it's Moonlight Mason, and in this video, girl, I'm going to talk about Trisha Paytas. Boy, you guys love my videos on Trisha, and I love making them as well. And Trisha gives us a lot to talk about. So, today we're going to talk about the drama that's been going on with Trisha for quite a while now, since her and Jason broke up. And, he returned some stuff to her, and she's made some videos of her being totally depressed and crying, and we're going to get into it right now. Hi everyone, if you're new to my channel, do consider subscribing. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and do leave a comment below. It all helps helps me, helps my channel grow because it shows engagement. And I love when you guys leave me comments. Even though, some of you go hello or hi, I'm still happy with that. Well, I live in Southern California. In the last 2 days, just wanted to let you know real quick, we've had 2 earthquakes, as you probably know. And the first one, I didn't even feel. So while everyone was texting me to see if I was okay and everyone else was okay, I was like saying I didn't even feel that. What earthquake? But the second one, the one last night, I did feel. And when I went to get my coffee this morning and I went to the gym, everyone is talking about it. And I was on a chair with 4 rollers when it hit. And I was sitting next to a sofa, so my chair was against the sofa. And you know how when your dog scratches itself and it's kind of bumping on the sofa and the sofa's kind of going like this? Well, that's what he was doing, so I thought that was it. So I rolled away. And then my chair, I looked at the ground, and the ground was like, going like this, like rolling, and my chair started rolling. And I did not panic. I've lived in California my whole life, so this is not new to me. I did not panic. I just sat there and I just looked up and I go, wee, we're having an earthquake. I mean, God bless those who got, if there's any injuries or if something got broken, I am so sorry about that. I don't mean to make light of earthquakes. I'm just sharing what happened to me last night, and I was totally okay with it. My brother had just gotten out of the shower and he didn't even feel anything. All right, I was just sharing a little bit with you guys, and I'm going to share more actually in this video relating to Trisha Paytas. The earthquake was just a little thing I just threw in there, but about what was happening in my life a little bit, but I'm going to share more when we talk a little bit about Trisha Paytas, which we're going to talk about right now. Now, we all know that ever since she broke up with Jason Nash, she's been having a hell of a time getting back to, I was going to say she's having a hell of a time adjusting back to life, but that's not really what's happening. What's happening is ever since she broke up with Jason, her highs and her lows, both of them, right? So her highs have gotten higher and her lows have gotten lower. This is what I'm trying to say. The highs have gotten higher and the lows have gotten lower. So she's made numerous videos of her really crying her heart out and being really sad, and she continues to call herself names, and using different sentences that are degrading to herself and sometimes to others as well, which I've made tons of videos of, and you don't want to say something that you don't want it to manifest, because our words are very powerful. So I have never in my life really ever seen anyone so depressed or have such mood swings like she does. I've never seen this, even on, video or anything. So this is all new for me. I used to have a roommate that used to be like a light switch, and me and my boyfriend then used to call her a light switch. Oh no, actually, that was my ex-husband when he was my boyfriend. We used to call her a light switch because she'd come home and it would be like a light switch. You wouldn't know if things are going to be on or off, or you didn't know how it was going to go. So I had that experience, but nothing to the extent of how Trisha is, which, I feel really bad for And I know many of you are confused by it and you feel bad for her too. And that, comes into play with her younger audience and the whole Trisha Paytas, thing, I think is just way too mature for younger people to witness. Even the crying and the depression and all that. It's like if you were really young and you're watching her and you have any kind of, signs of within yourself, you feel a little bit sad sometimes, which is totally normal when you're a teenager. I did that. I even wrote poems that said I want to X myself, and all that, but I wasn't being serious. I was just writing them down because sometimes teenagers say and even do their actions are just being a teenager. And so even Trisha has said that her growth has been stunted. And, so I say it's been stunted at about 10 years old or something like that because of her tantrums and how she hasn't learned how to go with the flow, and so now she's admitting that she has issues. I'm so happy she's with a therapist. I find it absolutely amazing how she can remember everything the therapist said, so clearly, and then come back and make a video for us and say the therapist said, such and such. I couldn't remember that. So I think that's amazing. And I believe that she is implementing some of the tools that she's learning. I mean, it's just taking her a little longer. But also when she does the eating shows, like the one I saw this morning of her going to Kentucky Fried Chicken because they had these Cheeto sandwich and the cinnamon whatever, the dessert thing. She's like, I shouldn't do this, but she'll say one or two things. She'll say I shouldn't do this, but I'm going to do it anyways. Or she'll say, sometimes I care and sometimes I don't. And right now I don't care. And so this is Oliver. And Oliver was like, what's going on in that room? And wanted to come and join me. Is that what you wanted to do? Huh? Yeah, this is Oliver. So anyways, you guys, what I was saying about Trisha is she doesn't realize, right, Oliver? Tell him, Oliver. She doesn't realize that when she says, sometimes I do care and sometimes I don't care. And she's like, she doesn't realize that it's the times when she's like, oh, whatevs, I'm going to eat this anyway. Or the times that she's like, I don't really care. And she does what she knows that she shouldn't do because it's against her. It's against the direction that she wants to grow in. It's against her happiness. You know what I'm saying? She knows this, but she does it anyway. She doesn't realize that those are the times, right, that feed the negativity. I can see her eat that Cheeto sandwich. I can see her drink all the drinks that she drinks and everything that she consumes that's bad for her. And then I can see that, it's going to affect her in a chemical way and make her feel unbalanced. She's lately admitted to us that she can't stay sober. And when I heard that, I was a little confused because I was like, what does that mean? That she can't stay sober? Does that mean that, she's an alcoholic? Is that what that means? I mean, and then she's talked about doing some other, drugs. And so the thing is with Trisha is if she started to make note of the times that she's feeding her addictive behaviors that will cause her sadness and grief, if she can realize that would be another step. I think that would be a step in the right direction, because once you realize that, then maybe you get a little stronger. What do you say? What are you facing that way for? What are you facing that way for? Huh? That way you get a little stronger towards getting better. You know what I'm saying? And the other thing that I'm going to put this one down. This one's kind of afraid of the camera, keeps looking away. Okay, Oliver. Ouch. Ouch. Okay. So the other thing I was going to talk about is when Trisha goes and starts unboxing what Jason through together for her. One of the things that she was saying that I wanted to talk about was she was saying in that video, how could Jason be so afraid of her? I mean, that was the title of her video, right? Why her ex are scared of her or something like that. And in the video, she's like, how could he be so afraid of me that he has his assistant contact her makeup artist, Adam, and say, Jason's left boxes for you at the office. And, what I have to say to that is, it's not that Jason is afraid of you. Jason knows, because of what you've put out there on, on the public platforms, Trisha. Jason knows that you're still not over him. Like pretend if it was 6 months or a year or 5 years from now or 3 years from now and you've had 2 boyfriends and you were in love with someone, then you would bring it to your house. But for him to come to your house now, he knows would be a huge mistake, because even if he did it to be a sweet, kind-hearted soul that you say he is, and even if he brought it up to your door and did that just to make life a little easier for you, and say you were to see him, or even if you were not to see him, even if he brought it to your door, left a little note or something, you wouldn't let it go, Trisha. You would pounce on that. Like you would just, go deep into it and just, like when you went to his clothes, and you smelled his clothes and you go, oh, Jason, come back to me. It's like you went somewhere else that took you out of, reality and what was going on for a second there. And I don't know if this is the love of her life, because Trisha says that about every guy that she breaks up with. At least the ones that she's made public videos on. She says that about all the guys that she's broken up with. She says, oh, this was the love of my life. Also, in that video, she starts talking about some other guy, and she was just joking about this other guy being her boyfriend, but then she says they've only been out for 2 dates for dinner or something like that. I mean, that's not even something that you should be talking about, because every time you do that, Trisha, I'm thinking, you're doing this to try to get Jason's attention. And what you've even said that people have said to you, Jason's not even paying attention to you. He can't pay attention to you. See, because he has to think about his well-being, his financial well-being, his emotional well-being, and your well-being. He's still thinking about your well-being, Trisha. That's why he's not contacting you, because if he did contact you, he would know that you would go, and pounce on that. Now, I want to talk about what happened when my ex and I split up, okay? He actually moved to another state, okay? And we were married for 10 years. And it's such a long story, but all I know is that, when I got home one day, there was like tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of boxes packed. And I don't know, it's just me, but I know that I had a lot of opportunity to go through some boxes, and I only went through one box, and in that one box I found a little tiny blue plastic comb, but it was mine. And so I brought that up to him. I go, this is my comb, and who knows what else was mine that he took, okay? I know he took like so much stuff, and at that point, all I wanted was our dog, and that's another story. But so what happened was, when he met this girl that he eventually married, he sent me a lot of stuff. He sent me a lot of stuff back, right? And the thing that he sent me back, which I thought was so hysterical, was something, now listen to this, was something that he had given me for Christmas, which I had given back to him. Like, not like, undercover or anything. I just said, I was upset, and I gave it back to him. I gave it back to him because what he bought me and he gave me was the exact same thing. I mean, the exact same thing as he gave his mother. And we were all at the Christmas gathering at the same thing. And it was just like, I don't know, I just couldn't believe that he gave me the same thing he gave his mom, and I just gave it back to him. And then he ends up mailing that with our wedding videos and pictures, and he didn't mail anything that I gave him as far as, no, he would never do that. He would keep all that stuff. But he did mail me stuff like that, which I think was interesting because that was something that he had gotten me, that I gave it back to him, and he sends it to me, and I'm like, you know what? Why would you? I'm thinking, I think I gave it away to the thrift store. I was like, anyways, if you want to hear that story, leave a comment below and I'll share that story with you. So when Trisha was going through the box, and Jason had threw all of the stuff in the box. I mean, he threw the shoes in there, and he threw, like she said, the $5,000 shoes. He didn't put it in there with any kind of respect, kindness, or love. He didn't, because think about it. You would put the shoes standing up. You would, especially if they're expensive shoes, you would think that you would stand up the shoes. Kind of put everything in a little order. I mean, it doesn't have to just be thrown in there, the way it was. And what really got to me is that he returned gifts such as some clothing and whatever else that she had gotten him, that she purchased, that Trisha purchased for Jason. He didn't return the computer, and I'm sure he didn't return a lot of other stuff that she got him. But why do you think a man is going to return to you gifts that you gave him? There's really just one reason why. And you know what that is? It's that he never liked it in the first place. That's the reason. Because trust me, if you give someone something and they really like it, just like maybe Trisha's necklace that she just talked about, and she said she really liked it, and something else he gave her or some other guy gave her, and she's not throwing. When you really like something, you are not going to give it back, right? Or throw it away. You're just not going to do that. And so that kind of just showed me, like when she was going through his box of all the stuff, how he's done, and how the box says a lot about Jason. He's done with her. He's frustrated with her. He's kind of like, get out of my life, and I don't know, he might be, mad at her, or maybe he's still hurt. I think he's past hurt, because we got to remember, you guys, we're in July 2019, and this happened in February, and I understand that he spoke to her, February, March, April, May, maybe till May, he was talking to her, trying to ease her out of this relationship, trying to be a really good guy for her, and kind of, hold her as much as he could, hold her up, right? And then all of a sudden he couldn't hold her up anymore, because something happened. And then he just said, that's it. I'm done. Which, by the way, I think that's what happened with that video. She was talking about that video that she made. Remember when she called out Jason and the Blog Squad and Brandon and Jason and David Dobrik. So, that was more like, okay, Trisha, that would really be crossing the line. And if you ever did that and you called us out, or you said something like that, then we wouldn't ever, don't ever think we could be, cool again. That type of thing, is what was happening there. And then, of course, she got so upset about, girl, I already forgot what she got upset about. I'm sure I remember, but that's just like, does it really even matter at this? Oh, I remember, of course, the Tana thing with Jason saying something that he should have never been saying. That was really like, Jason said a lot of gross stuff. I've seen some stuff and I'm like, oh yeah. So anyways, so that, she says, oh, I made this little mistake. Well, no, it wasn't a little mistake. Sometimes Trisha says it was a little mistake that she made by making that video, and we all know that was not a little mistake. That was a huge mistake, and I hope that she learns from that, and she processes her actions, and maybe that's what all this turmoil that we're seeing is what's happening, is that Trisha is painfully, hopefully, now let's pray this is what's happening, right? That she's painfully, because she's in a lot of pain, a lot of tears, that all of this is growing pains, okay? And that she is growing. Let's just hope that that's what's happening, that she's growing, and we're watching her grow. And we have to understand that all of us, me, you, everyone, no one is perfect, and we all need to grow in our own ways. In whatever way you need to grow, the ways that I need to grow, these are the things that we all have. Yet Trisha's growth is public, and that's what she wants to make it. And that's just one person in the whole world's growth. And so because all of us care about her to a certain extent, to be watching her, and I know how much all of us would be so hurt if something, with Trisha. But the thing about it is that Trisha is she's going to have to learn how to love herself first. And when she says, oh, well, today I don't give today whatever, so I'm just going to eat this, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to whatever it is. When she learns that those moments are what feeds her sadness, when she learns that, then hopefully little by little, it'll be painful. And with Trisha, she doesn't have like enlightened moments that just change her right away. It just takes her time, and she messes up on the way, and that's okay. We just have to be a little more patient with Trisha. You know what I was thinking though? Should I DM her and say something like, Trisha, I really want to meet you, and I want to go to your concert, but right now I can't financially afford it, which is true. It's true. Can you give me a guest pass or something? Do you think I should do that, or that's too weird? I don't know. I feel weird doing that. I know other people do it, even with brands, like people be like, can I go to your brand party, or, when it's someone's birthday. I almost did that with Trisha on her last birthday. I don't know. I couldn't do it because I don't know. It's just weird. It's just me in my head. Like giving yourself your own birthday party. I think that's the weirdest thing I ever heard of. I talked about this in another video. And now to ask someone, can I come to your birthday party? Or, can you get me on your guest list for this? That's weird to me because I think those things should be like by invitation. But, I think when it's like a concert or something and you have to pay, then maybe it's different. Anyways, I was thinking about doing that. I can't wait to see what her next glitter bitch box is, because hopefully, I can't wait to see it. I'm not getting it. I am getting a box though that I ordered. So that's new for my channel, because I wanted to do Ipsy, but I didn't do Ipsy. I did the other one. There's so many boxes in my head right now, but it's just a real FabFitFun is what I did. FabFitFun. And we're going to have a FabFitFun time when that box comes. Now, I don't know which one is coming. I'm hoping one comes when it's being released. I don't know how they do that, because I don't want to get one that's out like right now, because I want to unbox it on my channel and I want it to make it fresh and new. But you know what? My response and how I react towards the contents will be fresh and new. Anyways, you guys, so I'm having a wonderful summer. I hope you're having a great summer as well. I hope you have enjoyed this video on Trisha, and I don't see anything different with Trisha. I think she's growing. She's sharing with us her growth spurts. I understand that it makes many of us angry, uncomfortable. You feel sorry. You don't know how to feel. You don't know what to believe. You don't know when she's trolling. You don't know when she's being real. I get all that because I'm right there with you, trying to make sense of it all. And that's what I do with my videos when it comes to Trisha, is I'm just trying to talk it out and make sense of it all. And I think her concert, it looks good because she's going to have like all these dancers and everything else. So let's see what happens after, I think it's July. It starts July. So we're in July. So I believe it's the 5th or the 6th today. I have no idea. I think it's the 5th. No. That would have been 4th of July yesterday, so it's got to be the 6th. Today's the 6th. And you know what? I've got videos. I've been doing videos for you guys. I just have been so busy. But I wanted to do this video. And that's it. I love you guys. Leave comments below and let me know if you want me to make any other kinds of videos, okay? I love that. All right, thanks. Bye.